Hello, Internet, and welcome to Red Jenny. We are so excited to be here. We're going to be playing some Dragon Age here today. Episode 40, I believe, is today. Wow.
We expect so many rubies, you guys.
We made
40th
it, y'all.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Just
Wow.
send them
We
our
did it.
way.
Just
So
drop them
many.
bits. Drop them bits for the 40th
So
anniversary.
many rubies.
We are
The 40th
we're
anniversary.
we've been
I like
playing this
it.
game
I like
for
it.
40 years.
40
We look really
40
good for our
years.
ages.
We
I-
look great.
The blood
Okay,
magic.
I moisturize. I'm just saying.
I was created into this world, and the first thing I did was roll up my character.
I've been
That's-
systematically replacing my body parts with blood magic.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been
sounds-
taking advantage of the cloning chambers underneath Foul's basement.
Yeah, we know all about Cetus clones.
all
so.
about the clones. It reeks down there. Hi, everyone.
That's not the clone's fault, though. That's just Cedar.
As you can tell, we're very excited for our session here today to be ringing in episode 40 with y'all. We are going to be getting started here in a second, but first I'll talk about what we've got going on the channel this week. I believe our next regular scheduled stream will be tomorrow. Escape Velocity. I think it's an Escape Velocity week.
It is barring any bad weather, because both Chicago is going to get some bad weather and Florida is getting hurricanes right now. So
Yeah. There's a lot of weather going on.
keep
right
an
now.
eye out. I'll be posting whether or not the stream is happening. Cross your fingers that it's not that bad.
So keep an eye out for that. But barring any weather issues, there will be a stream tomorrow for Escape Velocity at 7:00 Eastern time, and then we will have the rest of our schedule this week. I think will be just normal. I don't foresee any. I don't think we have any changes. I think most of our shows are back at this point. But yeah, so come join us for all of those. We'll talk about them here in a second as everybody does their announcements and what they're involved in, what they run, and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and turn things over to my players here, talk about who they are, what they do on and off this channel, and who they are playing tonight. Starting as always with Van.
That's me. Hi, I'm Van. You can find me on the internets now at Van Wilder, pretty much wherever people have migrated to on the internet. I'm on Mastodon, I'm on Blue Sky, but mostly I am hanging out in the GGK Discord and streaming on Twitch several times a week. I stream on twitch.tv/lbhackemup on Sunday nights. This week, I don't know if we're streaming it or not, but this week we are having our Session 0 for our new Alien miniseries that our good friend Rachel is mess with Z in the middle instead of an S, is going to be running for us. We're freaking excited. Some characters from this channel may be making an appearance over there in a different setting, so get ready, because I'm doing some bullshit. And then I play in several games on this channel and also run Dungeons and Dragons here on game nights on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern time. We're playing The Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and it's about to be just completely full of my exact brand of bullshit, so get ready. It's very exciting. But tonight, I am playing Venehn, who is an elven marksman, and in the Valroyo High School yearbook was voted biggest flirt.
See, I actually was going to post in the chat earlier today of like a what if high schooler, Red Jenny for the bit. So it's
I've had this bit for
wonderful
2
you said
days.
that. I love that you said that.
What's your high school
Fuck.
superlative? I have some for you if you can't think of one.
Okay. We didn't do superlatives at my high school.
We did. I got most likely to succeed. Look at me now, class of 2010.
That's such a. I just want to talk about what the bar is set. Like, it's either setting the lowest bar possible or the high. I can't decide.
Most likely to
Succeeding.
succeed.
Yeah,
At-
succeeding at what? Like, at anything?
I have health insurance. Does
Sitting
that count?
At life, you live
That's
in.
huge. That's fucking huge.
Yeah.
It's such a nothing thing. Anyway, I just had to interrupt to say that.
Perfect.
Continue.
That's why we're doing it on this show and not taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Biggest flirt.
Wow.
That tracks. Hey, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the internets at Greek Sid. I'm here Thursdays through Mondays. And tonight I'm playing Yasmera. Yas is our Kunari shadow. I think Yaz was most likely to have evaded all notice of anyone that would vote for superlatives, and I think that's exactly how she wanted it. Yeah.
I like that. Also, Yasmera would probably be most intimidating bookworm.
Is that a thing?
It is
I
now.
think that was a superlative.
It is now, yeah.
Okay.
You should see some on this list that I found. Some of them are weird.
Yeah, they can be really anything.
I want to see these later. I'm curious.
Yeah, sup, it's me time. Sup, y'all, it's me, Wally. You can find me over on the social medias like Blue Sky at WALLE132, like a cute little Disney robot, where I'm talking about what's on my brain and the stuff that I do. You also find me here in the GTK Discord, pretty much doing the same. And also on the wonderful shows that everyone has already talked about earlier. But tonight, I am playing Garas, the Elven Grey Warden duelist, who was most likely to refer to the principal's receptionist by first name.
Like that.
It's either that or has a reserved seat by the principal's office.
Hi, Internet. Hi, Mom. It's me. It's Sita. Sita number 8462 to be exact. You can find me on the internet, most places, at Mr. Wilt. You can find me on Instagram at john.sita, where you can see lots of lovely food things that I make. You can find me every Monday playing this game with these wonderful people, and every other Tuesday, tomorrow, playing Escape Velocity with another group of wonderful people. Tonight, I'm playing Andros Philippe Bastille Tacardier, also known as Carter, the human arcane warrior, who is, I'm gonna say, because high school would have been like in the tower.
Well, Carter went to private school.
Yeah, I'm gonna say class clown.
Do you guys want to know what I picked for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I put Yasmera as either most likely to succeed or quietest, depending on who voted and how many. I put Garas as class clown, and according to this list, this is available, so I put Carter as most likely to survive the Hunger Games. And value can be most unique.
Again, one of those nothing. Like, what does that mean?
One of the options on the list is just tallest and shortest. That's not a Chivo. That's
not an
Chivo.
That's just a category. That's just a category you put into, or they make you like sit down and take a picture of you from like down
brown
up.
eyes.
No.
Yeah, or the like. I remember in my high school they did like best hair and stuff like that. Which again, like, that's such a like.
It's such
by
a nothing.
whose standards?
It's just hair. You know, that's all it is.
One of these is most liked by parents, which was also me. Parents love me.
Wow.
They do. Well, they did. I looked a lot different in high school.
Yeah, I think most of us probably did, except for Wally is probably again not changed.
Wally looks exactly the same.
I will show a picture of me in high school.
I've seen Wally in high school.
Yeah, I look exactly the same.
It's just slightly thinner.
Is it my turn?
Yeah,
I
think we're done.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Did we say hi to Sita's mom?
Yes, we
Hey,
did.
Jane.
I did.
Okay.
Hi
again.
again, Mom. It's episode 40.
Hi everyone. I'm Val. You can find me at the Kraken's Crown looking around the internet. I'm here Thursdays and Mondays playing and running games. I run 2 games on this channel. On this one, I also run a game on Saturdays called Hearts of Stone, which will be returning this week. Hopefully, barring any weather issues. We're very excited to be back to playing some more Blades in the Dark. Wings has been putting together spreadsheets and surveys and stuff for the crew, for the cast on this. It's been wild. There's a lot of pent up energy for playing this game that will be unleashed next Saturday. That's pretty much it. Tonight I'm running this game. Are y'all ready to get started? Alrighty. Well, previously on Red Jenny, we started our downtime. The crew of the Red Jenny returned to Valrio and your winery after many months away to find business booming. You were able to reconnect with your colleagues, your peers, your employees, all of the major NPCs during your first day back, getting an update on how things were going, and then promptly deciding to go break into the Richelieu Manor.
That's how we
After having a
unwind.
couple drinks.
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
how
couple of
forget-
drinks.
We got toasty first.
This was legit the equivalent of a bunch of people hanging around getting drunk and they're like, let's go do something to your
This
shitty
was
boss.
basically the Gallivant scene. We're off on a secret mission. Yeah. Yeah, it was essentially
way
that.
more competent than that, though.
It was. You
It
were able
was.
to sneak in. Yeah, you were. Well, I mean, it was very competent. I mean, the only little snafu at the end being that you're able to sneak into the Richelieu estate. You found out that Amara was no longer captain of the guard for Lady Richelieu, and Venehn actually confronted Lady Richelieu, who was up late in her study, who told her that, or told Ven that that Amara had attempted to assassinate or somehow oust Lady Richelieu, and was currently in the Valrio prison as a result. The two of you shared a drink, and Lady Richelieu offered for you to let you stay in the manor for the evening, that your room was available, and you accepted. However, upon reconnecting with your fellow criminals that were all hiding out in your room, deciding to keep some of you keeping watch for the evening, being a little suspicious about what was going on here, Venehn began to feel a bit ill, and it very quickly became aware or prevalent to all of you that Venehn had been poisoned at some point. Venen's mind trailing back to the drink that he had just had with Lady Richelieu, and before you could decide exactly what was going on, the house guard for Lady R stormed upstairs, attempting to break in and either confirm or finish the job. You were able to escape, barricading the door, and then jumping out the window and fleeing back to the winery. And there, Venehn, I think Yasmera did identify what the poison was. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
The one that means
Something-
I'm destined for greater things.
Quiet death.
the quiet death. Yeah. Where you either die, or it only does not kill you if you're destined for greatness. And Venen's now going to live the rest of his life knowing that.
We also missed a whole lot of opportunities to make little death jokes.
Yeah,
That's true. We did miss. Yeah,
You
we
did.
Right
You
there.
did.
Yeah.
Well, Yaz did go see Wolf, so there's that.
Hey.
Speaking of which, Venehn now being persona non grata in Valrio, and with many wanted signs
Can't be the first
posted.
time.
Yeah, can't be the first time. With many wanted signs posted around the city, a quick opportunity for retribution or vengeance did not seem likely, and you began to plan to potentially confront Amara in her prison cell. Yasmera went to see Wolf found Wolf working at a glass like a glass workers shop, as to create some cover in the city, as it seemed that this was going to be their place of residence for some time. The two of you flirted a lot, and then planned to meet up later that evening for drinks or dinner. Oh, and Wolf just absolutely crushed the cipher that Yasmera created.
They both rolled 666s on a stupid smut cipher. I cannot believe that.
It's amazing. I think, did we have any other scenes in that? Was that it? That was everything we did last time. All right. Well, we're going to be picking up there because I think there was some more downtime stuff y'all wanted to get up to. So we're going to just keep that train rolling. Y'all are free to set up any scenes amongst yourselves, or if there's anyone you want to talk to, let's get to it. So,
Harrison Carter, do something.
Well, you want to go first, or I don't?
All right, I'll go first then. All right, I'll go first. So I think that one morning, Garas like yells from like the doorway of the house, saying, "I'm going to visit Lucia. Anyone who wants to come along, this is your last call." And he like waits to see if anyone shows up.
Use protection.
I can't go into town.
Oh, that's right. You're like wanted person number 15 or something.
I will give a reminder. Lucia is in Cumberland, where the wardens are, with Asaya. So
right. Carter will say then, actually, I have business at Cumberland as well. Perhaps I will accompany you.
Wonderful. You know what, Venehn, I have an idea. I'm gonna give you a little disguise, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'll let you choose what you want the disguise to be.
Do I have options, or are you just telling me to think of something on the spot?
Just think of something on the spot. Like, you want to be the...
a mime. No, that's too conspicuous.
Yeah.
Carter leans into Yasmera. I hope he says dwarf.
I mean, that would be the natural choice.
Stocky enough to be a dwarf.
Just, get some pillow paddings or something. We can fix that.
It's easier to put on.
That's hot.
Since we are going to a barracks, we could probably dress you up as maybe some kind of merchant.
I want to be like a jewelry hawker.
Okay,
like a fancy lad.
Okay, so Garas like
or
runs
a lady.
around.
That's fine too.
Garas like runs around and like just starts grabbing things, and I'm gonna use my disguise skill to disguise up Venehn.
We hide in plain sight in this family.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll. Do you have communication disguise?
Yep, I do.
Oh, can I get to wear a fancy dress again?
That's an 18.
Okay.
No one in Valrayo has seen the dress from Tevinter yet. I could wear that again.
No one has. Yeah.
That also hides the least amount of you possible, but I guess...
yeah, but nobody's looking right here when I'm wearing it.
Very true.
I could get a wig. Oh! Make me a redhead.
I have a redhead wig, and we'll get a redhead wig for him and everything. Like, set him all up, do his makeup up and everything.
I have a question, actually, because I never asked about this last time. It just never occurred to me. What does Venehn do to disguise his arm when he's wearing the dress?
It depends on the outfit with the dress. I think it's probably gloves, like long gloves.
Okay, so do you take off...
Like fancy ladies wear.
So has Venehn taken off the... is it like underneath the bindings and stuff that you have on the arm?
That's a good question.
Like I was assuming maybe you just like disguised it with like adorned it as like a fashion piece. I mean, some people wear like armor as fashion and stuff, and you could
Yeah, well, because
probably
I
make
think he
do with
can
that.
get away with it with like, uh, either like, because he's never, well, because he hasn't had time, because he never had the money to do it. Never like re-tattooed the arm. So I think either fakes tattoos or like does like sort of like big pieces of like jewelry or like a glove or like something like that that maybe draws attention from the fact that it's not exactly the same.
Yeah, and that's I guess the other thing too. After the revelations you had last time, Venehn has kept the bindings on.
No.
No.
I don't know. I guess we haven't talked about like how bound up it actually is. Because it's a functional arm.
Yeah, but I was assuming it kind of because you have this armor piece that's over it, and I was imagining under like you have the armor comes off, but I was imagining underneath like the entire arm is essentially covered by like at the lowest layer, Venehn. I mean, this is a long time ago, and Venehn wasn't the one that bound it. It was bound by the mage or whoever it was that did this the last time. But it essentially is from fingers to where to like shoulder is wrapped in cloth that has a script or something on it, but then on top of that has like this very thin like mesh metal like covering to it that is over top it. So that's like those are the parts that you were told to never remove.
Okay, then no, I don't think he's brave enough to take them off.
Okay.
How do you clean that?
Magic. They're highly magical.
Yeah, I mean, you've essentially had and it's essentially not really a cast because it's loose. It's not, but yeah, you were told by the person that put it on you, that person that gave you your arm back, is that if you were ever to remove it, you would lose your arm.
Yeah, I think it's mostly just sort of making it into a fashion piece and hoping no one notices.
Okay.
And so far, it's worked.
Okay.
Okay.
That counts for a little bit of the excess personality.
Yeah. Okay. So
sorry, we haven't talked about this in so long.
That's true.
No,
we have
it's been a long time. And I think for most of it was you and I having text exchanges back when we started the game. So
before anybody knew it was a different arm. Yeah, so I think mostly is like just uses some gaudy shit to make it look like a fashion piece.
Alrighty. Well, you just tell me if Venn ever gets brave enough to poke around at it.
Maybe.
Venn's going to be going with Garas and Carter to Cumberland.
I wasn't planning on it.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said you were going to. I thought that's why you were doing the disguise.
I was doing the disguise because Garas said we were doing a disguise.
Just for fun. So
just
you could go into the city.
Yeah.
Okay. So Garas.
This is for later when I have to go into the city. when I go to a prison later.
Okay, that's fine. So Garas and Carter, the two of you, at some point, head off to Cumberland to see what's going on that away, and to see Lucia and Isaiah. What did I do with these names? All right.
So too many A's in them.
Yeah, and well, I didn't come up with all of these names too. Isaiah is from the book. It is like from core mythos. So I just decided to pile on to it with the rest of these. Okay, so the two of you mount up on horses and head east, following the road to Cumberland. It's not a far travel, I think you have to stop like stop at an inn. It's like a 2-day trip there, stopping an inn once along the way, and then you reach there by the end of your second day. And as you arrive in Cumberland, it's been a fair bit since you've been through here, close to like 3 or 4 months at this point. And the city is actually, this is a good point. So the city is much the way you found it before. There are forces, the warden forces here in Orlais, and the Free Marches, the ones that had not been dispatched to to Hosberg, are marshaling here in Cumberland. The city very much has the disposition and the feel of one that is preparing for war, preparing for a siege. You see a lot of the farmlands do not look, we're getting into spring now, and they do not look like they are being tilled or prepared for planting or potential harvest. They are occupied. There are many tents that are set out for the warden forces that are located here, as well as some Orlesian troops here too. You also see outside the city, given this is a few weeks or a week or two after you have left, you see some familiar banners that you recently saw in Hosberg. As you can see, the contingent that was led by Lambert Valmont has made its way back south, seemed to arrive back in Cumberland. They don't make up the bulk of the forces by any stretch, but you sort of are meeting them on the road on their travels back to Valrail. If you don't want to do, you don't necessarily have to do anything with that information, but you can continue on to find Lucia. If you
is
wish.
Lambert do I as we're passing by them, do I spy Lambert amongst
If
them?
you go looking for Lambert, you can
okay.
find Lambert, but it's not. I mean, there's so many people here.
Okay.
You're not just gonna spot him out in the open. He's probably in his commander's tent or something.
Got it. Okay. Just notices that, takes that for later, and he'll look over at Carter. All right. Well, I'm gonna go look for Lucia. What's your plan to do while you're here?
I have some business to speak with the Lady Aseo about. It shouldn't take terribly long. You?
Oh, I don't know. Depends on things and this and that.
From what I understand of you, it shouldn't take too long.
You know what, Carter? I am so glad you're getting a sense of humor, but at the same time, I'm kind of regretting that you're learning how to dunk on people.
I have no idea what you are speaking about.
Okay. Well,
you
anyway.
know that I love and respect you.
Oh, I know this very much, Carter. Not for nothing. It's so nice that we got to do something together like this. It's so rare we get to have you and me time, you know?
Perhaps while we are here, on the way out, we could see if there are any weenies or schmoes that we could purchase for the return trip.
That is a good idea. We should do that. Maybe stock up on the little things that we need. Oh, we'll definitely need some chocolate, some marshmallows, some kind of cookies, and plenty of weenies. We can get weenies back in the city. Well, I'm going to go. I'll see you later.
Convene here?
Exactly. Gives him a high five and heads off to find Lucia.
Okay. So we'll start with Garas. You head off to find Lucia. It takes you a bit. I mean, there's a lot of people here in Cumberland. You're not exactly sure where she would be. You know that Chateau Hein is like the main force, so like the sort of the main garrison here. But also, last time you were there, you were breaking out of prison. So there's a little bit of you have to be very careful moving around the city, but it's also at this point you don't see any like wanted posters, or no guards seem to notice you as you're walking past. You sort of test the waters, moving further and further into the city.
Pretty much wearing a cloak up the whole entire time.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like, I mean, you are probably the least of many of these people's concerns at this point, but you might want to avoid familiar faces. You navigate your way towards some of these encampments, and you are drawn towards the clanging of steel and shouting from several like sparring training regiments that are going on kind of east of the city. Looks like a number near the barracks. There are a fair number of recruits that have are in the process of being trained, whipped into shape. Not necessarily by the ward, or not necessarily going to join the wardens. They look like maybe they're training the like a militia here, essentially. But you catch a familiar streak of of dark brown hair, kind of chopped short above the shoulders, and the familiar elegant swordplay of Lucia as she is sparring with a couple of these recruits, and you see like shouting instruction as she goes. Will like parry a couple of strikes, and then shout at them to watch their footwork, and then pivoting around them, taking it easy on them, but she is very much giving off a sort of commanding presence here in the view of several soldiers and some wardens as well.
I think like once she like has a moment after like she knocks the person she's sparring with down to the ground, and like she gives off some advice, Garas will speak up and like say, oh yeah, you should really listen to her. She knows she's really good at what she knows. She could probably kick all of your asses here easily.
She delivers like sort of pivoting around with her footwork and like striking with the side of her blade into the back of this recruit. Gives out a grunt as they stagger forwards, almost falling into the mud. She regains her composure and turns to see who is speaking, as a number of people in this group are, and she narrows her eyes in your direction, and you can see the slight bit of a smile crosses her face as well, being the first time she has seen you since you left many months ago, and she says, I didn't realize that we had more recruits coming in today.
Well, I figured I'd just show up and, snap into attention with the rest of them, or, just watch them afar. I'm kind of a fan of your work.
Well, if you're such a fan, let's see if you've improved at all.
Well, we're going to do something like that, okay? And he takes off the cloak, and I think this is when we actually notice that change that Garas has been through. Like, long time ago, yeah, he was very scrawny built for like speed and everything, but you can now see like the progression of everything he's been through. He looks a lot more built for like combat, but he has a body that is very like quick on the reflexes. That's like, it's that perfect balance between fast and strong. You see that he's built himself up to.
Okay. You kind of move into the little sparring area that's been cordoned off here, and Lucia appraises you, and she says, all right, watch closely, but don't pick up any bad habits, any of you. This one's a bit rough around the edges. and she takes her stance and pauses for a moment. She says, "We'll go on. I haven't had all day."
Oh, you're letting me lead? Oh, well, cool. And he draws his greatsword and he goes in for a swing.
Okay, yeah, I just want to do this as more of a skill check. We're not going to do
Mhm.
necessarily a fight here. Just roll a check with your blade's proficiency. It would be the same as your attack
Got it,
for
yeah.
your sword.
Am I a bad person if I say I hope Garrus loses?
No, you're not a bad person. I think that's
We
what we
all
all
are.
hope for.
Everybody's here for this. Well, I I rolled a 16.
16.
Maybe we should fire Garrus and hire Lucia instead.
Okay, the 16. You rush forward with your sword, going in for like what is your strike here? Like how does Garrus?
What he does is he draws the greatsword and he just dashes right in and just goes like with a upward like thrust with the bottom of the sword aiming at like her solar plexus.
Okay. You go in for this big swing here, just to start off, and Lucia, you can see a like a glint in her eye as she recognizes what seems to read your movements, steps to the side, doesn't really take the full, like doesn't block the full strike, more kind of parrying it and just moving it enough to cause your strike to go wide as she wields her longsword. It's not, I mean, you don't embarrass yourself as you're going in. It's a competent strike and you know how to wield this blade, but she definitely catches you a little off guard there, and the two of you begin to spar, you going in for these strikes, obviously not trying to injure each other. As you dance around the sparring arena, you can see that Lucia has definitely not to be outdone by you, has been hard in her training over the last months as well. A credit to her instruction here, and the position she has found as an instructor here on the front lines. And she has maybe picked up a few other tricks, seems to be moving a bit more gracefully, less aggressive than she was previously, relying on more like brute strength. And you almost catch a bit of your own footwork and your duelist skills mixed in as well. As the strikes rain down, the sound of steel clashing carries through the courtyard. Eventually, there is a thwack. You have a kind of a stinging sensation in the back of your right shoulder as she sort of cracks you across the back with the blunt end of her sword, and then spins around and to meet you, having scored the winning hit in this sparring match. And so she steps back. You can see sweat beading a bit. Both of you a little out of breath as the recruits around kind of like muttering and seem to be impressed by this display. She says, well, not as bad as you were before. You've picked up some bad habits fighting on the front lines, though.
I have to say that I know there's a little bit of habits you picked up yourself there.
Well, I've found myself wanting to get hit less and less, and I just emulated the slipperiest bastard that I knew. Well, all right. I think we're done for today. Report back to your barracks for your next assignments, and we'll continue our instruction tomorrow. Dismissed. And the rest of them, all the recruits leave until, like, as they mutter away, it's just the two of you, and she goes and sheaths her sword to the side, leaning up against one of these fence posts and taking a tankard of water and downing it, catching her breath. And she says, "So, you're alive."
Yeah, it was pretty rough. We've been through it a lot with this whole war thing, but yeah, a lot of close calls, but yeah, I'm back alive. Some interesting things happened though on my trip.
Interesting. How interesting?
Well, someone infected me with the blight, and I'm now a Grey Warden.
So it's true.
But what?
Well, you're the first word that we received here. First, I got a terrible dream from Connor, who I'm going to wring by the neck the next time I see him.
No, you're totally allowed. That's kind of pretty much everyone's, initial reaction.
Oh, Isaiah feels the same way, as does pretty much everyone else.
Yeah, we really need to talk to him about that. I mean, we want to, support his creativity, but now it's getting a little bit, too much.
But speaking of Isaiah, she received a letter from the brother not too long back, telling her what was going on. And he mentioned a new recruit in his letter, insinuating that you had joined, and I didn't believe it. I assumed it was some sort of con or something. But here you are, and I guess it's true.
Yeah, I mean, it was a con. It's a hell of a long con, that's for certain. But
So what? Slept in the wrong brothel or something?
more like I bit off more than I could have chewed.
That seems right.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be honest with you. I was terrified.
I could imagine so.
And I guess what I'm saying is that something like this really puts into accountability of, how much time left I got in this plane, I mean, I'm a Grey Warden, you never know when something out there needs beaten up.
Oh, sorry, I was just searching something. She says, well, ultimately it was your choice to join. I assume you decided that was better than the alternative.
Yeah, because, I got a lot of things I got to do before I go. And a lot of people, I want to make sure are around for a good long time. You're one of those people, by the way.
Well, that's nice to hear. Considering I hadn't heard anything from you in all the months of travel.
Well, I figured you were busy whipping these, young recruits into shape.
Very busy. many ways. Lots happened here.
Yeah, I can see that. What do you think of that Lambert guy, by the way?
Lambert Vermont.
Yeah.
Captain Lambert Vermont, I suppose. I haven't met him firsthand, but he returned. His cohort arrived a few days ago, taking a bit of time to rest before they make the final push to Valrio, but from what I hear, availed himself rather brilliantly in Horsburg.
Oh. Good. And you know that look someone gets when they're like thinking about like kind of like sizing up someone in their head? That's basically what Garas is doing. He's like, so this is the guy that my best friend is all smitten for. Okay. Kind of like that's in his mindset, but just puts that away for later.
She too says, from what I've people speak of him around here, bit of a war hero now. And I get the impression that he's planning on stopping.
Sounds like an upstanding individual. So,
World needs more of those.
yeah. So you're going to be, I guess, here for a while?
For a bit, probably. I've been between Valrio and here the last few months. Most of my time has been here. Working with Asaya. We've been, after somebody escaped from the Chateau Hein prison, they wanted some surveys done to their defenses and discovered a cavern, tunnel caverns underneath. They're going to be excavating them to create a refuge, I guess, for the people here, should the Darkspawn continue their push this direction.
That's fantastic. I mean, if she needs any help with anything, let us know.
I will. Oh well, I'm sure you'll be getting your own orders eventually.
Probably will. I wasn't kidding though. I mean, I do want you around, like permanently.
I don't know how other wardens are going to take to fraternization.
Don't worry, like I'm best friends with like the boss of Warden. I mean, don't worry. If anyone says shit, you'll just kick their ass, really.
You're every bit as dense as I remember. And she, you see, she, as she wipes the sweat from her brow, she reaches underneath her collar and pulls out a pendant that has a griffin, the twin griffin medallions of the Grey Wardens.
He stares at it for a second. He does the whole thing of like, wait, when?
Well, spoke with Asaya for a while. Went through short training, my first month or so here. So, 2.5, maybe 3 months.
Garas scoops her up and just kisses her.
She sort of, there's a moment where you can feel her tensing, like she's just gonna punch you. But she resists the urge to hit you that she so often has, and returns the kiss. And as the two of you separate, she looks up and clears her throat and says, as I said, I don't know how the wardens are going to feel about fraternization, especially between a new recruit and his superior.
Well, I know one thing. I mean, it doesn't change anything when, you're definitely the superior. But, anyway, I think we will have to be very secretive about it,
She reaches up and kisses you again and then pushes you away and says, I'm only messing with you. They don't really care about that sort of thing.
I don't know. Terry's kind of a gossip.
Terry?
Oh, yeah, Terry. He's one of the recruits that I, went
the
up
ogre
through.
of Horsburg. You know Terry.
Yeah, I know Terry. He's like my best friend.
He's a legend.
I am so glad, I was so worried for Terry that he wouldn't come up to the ranks, but you know what?
Garahel promoted him to sergeant right after the battle. He slew 30 darkspawn single-handedly, defending a shipment of supplies that were waylaid along en route to save the entire battle.
Fucking Terry. I got to buy him a drink later. Next time I see him, I'm definitely buying him a drink.
I'll buy him a drink too.
Oh boy, take him to the winery. We can just throw him a big old party.
Maybe I'll upgrade if he shows up. Way I hear it, you disappeared halfway through the battle.
Well, a lot of things happened at that
Everyone
point.
thought you blew yourself up.
We almost thought we were going to blow ourselves up.
I'm glad you didn't.
Me too.
Well, I need to get cleaned up. Are you coming? She turns and walks away.
Be right there. He grabs his sword, looks around, and he heads after her.
Is there anything else? Obviously, we can skip past that. But is there anything else you want to talk with Lucia about, or was
nope, that's it?
Okay. And we can cut back if there's any other scenes you want to do with her before you leave. But yeah, now you have met Captain Lucia. I forget her last name. De Lunar.
Cool guy. Lucia cool guy.
Yeah.
Hey, Garas, you gotta be fucking careful about talking shit about Terry.
I would never talk shit about
camp
Terry.
Is gonna turn on you.
I will never talk shit.
Oh, I didn't really believe in Terry, but wow.
No,
they're going to kill you.
I am 100% Team Terry.
Yeah, Terry has built a reputation for it. Terry's a legend around the Wardens. You also pick up something.
Proud of Terry.
Pick up something else a few times, and again, you can seek him out, speak to him. There are a lot of conversation people talking about Hossberg, the news, like the troops from there now moving down here. There's a lot of stories going around about the battle and what happened. You can participate them as well. You also pick up and you overhear a nickname now, the nickname going around for Lambert too. A few people were referring to him as the swaggering lion.
Do I hear that any of the members of Red Jenny got nicknames?
No, it doesn't seem like anybody knows who you are.
Okay.
Which is kind of the point.
It's kind of the point, yeah.
They mention there are a few people that that recognize, like there are people here that were at the battle that see you and recognize you and speak. Not all the Warden troops have come down. It seems like mostly the ones that were in the best shape to fight came with the Orlesian soldiers. The rest have stayed behind to secure Hossberg before they're going to come to back up the forces here. So not everybody's here. Garahel is not here. not because he was injured, just because he was the field commander at Hosberg, so he needs to be there to make sure that everything is tended to. But some people do recognize you, and the name Red Jenny is mentioned a few times,
Nice.
mainly because they really like the wine.
No, that's all I wanted to know. As long as the wine is being advertised, I'm fine with it. ABC, always be selling. Let's go.
Y'all's like criminal persona is greatly being eclipsed by your business.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Point.
I am.
That's fine.
So
it means
glad.
we can do more crime and nobody will know.
That is exactly what I am hoping for.
Do you mean the wine people? Surely not.
No,
Surely
not them.
So yeah, you you pick up all these stories around it too, but yeah, there's it does seem like Lambert was a bit of a hero, pulled some heroics on the battlefield too, during the led the charge with the cavalry, and the way that it is told, like the wardens could not have prevailed in that battle had it not been for Lambert essentially giving a fuck you to Orlais and taking his soldiers to fight in Hosberg. So
Garas is definitely going to relay all of that to Venehn later.
Perfect. All right, well, let's go back to Carter then. Carter, you're going to go find Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Isaiah, much easier to find, given that she is the commander of this outpost right now. You find her up at Chateau Hein. It seems like the what was the noble's name that ran this place? Oh geez, I have to go so far back in my notes. What's his face?
Gaston? Was that the dude who ran it?
No. It was, I think it was the cousin of the right hand of the divine. But
yes,
I'm trying to remember
that
his name.
sounds right.
Anyway, not important. Most of the nobility have cleared out here. It's mostly the wardens are here now. But you find Isaiah in her office, currently going through the bureaucratic part of running an army, and she's in her full warden regalia, or vestments, armor, like she's sitting at her desk writing as you, looking very imposing as you walk in. I mean, you remember the first time you saw her at the ball, and wearing her dress, but next to Garahel, who nobody looked at Isaiah when Garahel was there. Now she is she is the chief focus here, without her brother present, and she sees you as you announce yourself or knock coming in, or send a scary
actually,
dream.
Can I try to sneak up on her a little bit?
Okay, make a stealth check.
Yeah.
I'll roll perception for her. I roll pretty good, buddy.
We're gonna have to start putting a bell on Carter.
I'm not that great yet. How's an 18 sound?
She also got an 18.
I think she wins.
I will say she doesn't notice you until you are right at the door. You don't necessarily sneak up on her, but y'all kind of clock each other at the same time. It's
she turns around and he's standing in the doorway like this.
Like this, yeah, just doing like
you don't
this.
surprise her, but you don't necessarily sneak up on her. But she looks up and she goes, Carter,
you're doing well.
I could say the same about you. I'm glad to see you're actually alive and I wasn't receiving cryptic dreams from the Fade.
Yes, you must have my apologies. I fear I may not be allowed to use that spell as much anymore. It is not well received.
I know many mages that can utilize dreaming to send messages. and none of them have this problem.
Perhaps I
Sending
should speak with one of them. In his head, he's like, no.
the most disturbing imagery, truly.
I understand.
When I woke up after receiving that message from you, I wanted to kill you for a while. And then I thought you might actually be dead, and I felt guilty for that. And then, well, now I'm just sort of mostly perplexed by why it keeps happening. But I'm glad to see you're here. Please, sit, make yourself comfortable.
I think he pulls out a bottle of the best red Jenny and offers it and says, I believe we have much to discuss. Do you have time for a drink and a conversation?
Yes, is it the spring vintage? I was trying to get my hands on a bottle of this. It sold out like crazy last year.
Please, a gift.
Thank you. And she pulls out some glasses. You open the bottle. She puts some paperwork to the side as the two of you. She moves around the desk so the two of you can sit together. So I realized I did the same thing yesterday with Lady Richelieu, and she's not going to poison you. At least you don't think so. So she goes and sits next to you to be more casual.
Don't drink
She might.
anything, Carter.
You
Carter
never
looks at the
know.
cup
Oh, no,
for
wait.
a minute.
Do
runs his
drink it,
finger
because
along
if
it.
you survive, then we're both destined for greater things.
You also.
We can
may
do
be
it
destined for
together.
greatness.
Everyone just takes this poison to see if they're destined for great things. And if you die, then, well, you weren't going to do anything anyway.
That's
So,
exactly what becoming a Grey Warden is.
yeah, pretty much.
Hey, I'm already destined for great things then. There you go. Two down,
Drink
two
this
to go. Let's
dark
go, buddy.
spawn blood that's tainted with a horrible disease and die, or survive and become a hero.
Pretty much. Or survive and then die the next time you encounter a dark spawn anyway. Yeah, so she sits across, sips her wine, and says, so, as much as I'm grateful for the visit, what brings you here?
Well, first I assumed you might want a more detailed cataloging of the events since our last meeting,
That would
as
be
well
nice.
as discussing any of the research you may have done for me in my absence.
Right. Let's start with your side of things. More pleasant conversation.
Very well. And I think he'll tell her, with his usual straight-facedness, I think he will brag a little bit about being the mage champion of Myth and Rathus, and fighting a dragon before getting on to the Battle of Habsburg and stuff. And like,
Get the humble brags out first. Absolutely.
And yeah, I don't think there's really anything that he would leave out from her. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Give her the full rundown.
So you fill her in on like the stuff with I assume the stuff with the architect and the emissaries of silence and yeah, so you disciples of silence. You fill her in with on all of that, and she listens, impressed obviously by your winning the Archon's tourney, and equally concerned about you winning the Archon's tourney, and that Tevinter assassins may show up at some point. And then you fighting a dragon, and that being sort of a mindfuck in of itself. I mean, you go through a lot of stuff here. I assume you tell her about meeting Flemeth too.
Yeah. I've got questions about that as well.
You've gone through like the whole bottle of wine, or opening up a second when you're finishing your story, and she is enraptured by everything. Like at one point it's actually like started to take notes on some things here, because these are like big like historical things now that you're telling her about, and she as you finish that you know Flemeth, she gave you this prophecy, and then you returned back to Valrio. She says, if anyone else told me that story, I'd call them a liar, but I have no option but to believe you. I don't think.
I do believe everyone who knows me understands that I am incapable of lying.
I don't believe anyone's incapable of lying, but I don't think you're the best at it by any means. Huh. Well, I don't even know where to start with any of that.
Perhaps then, while you process that, we could discuss the matters of the red lyrium.
Right. I think at some point during the conversation, she like closed the door, probably like as you were getting into more delicate stuff too. So won't necessarily worry about that. But she sits back and you see a little more like somber or like a sober tone takes over her face, and she says, "I looked into it extensively while you were away, and I've grown even more and more concerned on the matter. There are not many references or even studies done on the substance. Most believe it to be mythological in nature more than anything. There are very few that have even seen it. I've read several treatises by Circle scholars who write it, most of it off as dwarven superstition. But clearly, here it is, and it exists, and I've locked it away. There's a, as you are aware, there's a safe beneath the chateau, and we have repurposed for our own uses, and I have contained it there because I noticed the effects that it was having. You can hear it after a time, like it's singing. It's disconcerting. I was having terrible dreams, even having it here locked in my office, sleeping a room away. But I did find some things in my studies, mostly returning to the Valroyo Circle, the White Spire, White Tower. I did a bit more digging into Teresa Polo, the former Archmage of the Circle. And I believe I might have uncovered some of her studies there, and I believe she may have been the one responsible for introducing the red lyrium into the mix there. I worked closely with the Knight Commander of the Templars, and well, we had every pendant inspected. I found many contained red lyrium.
This is concerning news.
It is. The Circle, and I spoke with the Knight Commander at length. He was furious, I think is an understatement, at the revelation. I had him swear to keep the matter between us, and I believe he will, given that the whole incident seems to have slipped right under his nose. It would only diminish him if others found out, but as he tells it, the pendants, the talismans carried by the wardens, or by the Templars, are provided to them, created in the workshops in the tower, overseen by circle mages. It's very possible that Teresa Pillow had some influence, or she herself oversaw the process of having the red lyrium placed in these pendants without anyone knowing.
Other than destabilizing the structure of the Templars within Val Royeaux, what other motivation might she have for that?
That's what concerns me the most. I believe, based on some of the research I found from her, she theorized that this red lyrium, wherever she was getting it, which we do not know who supplied it to her, though I believe, based on the information you've given me, it may have been these disciples of silence, the references to silence in her notes. Regardless, she believed that it accelerated the effects and contamination of the taint.
So if an attack were to happen at the city, it would create greater, faster strife.
The very people that would be defending the citizenry of Val Royeaux would be accelerating their demise.
The Alluvian.
You mentioned this to me before, that she had an Alluvian, and you believed that she may have been planning to move something through it, or people through it.
There was another in the Deep Roads, the one that brought us to Ashabelinar. And the Disciples of Silence are working for the Architect. The Darkspawn forces that attacked Hothberg were not of his type, it would seem, but perhaps he has his fingers in those pies as well, as it were.
I mean, based on what you told me of your conversation with this entity, that any acceleration of any spreading of the Darkspawn would further his goals, it seems.
Do you have any further contacts within the Spire? Do you believe you have extricated all of the lyrium, the red lyrium that may be there?
I believe I have. I've worked closely with the newly appointed Archmage, very dear friend of mine from my time within the Circle. Please down on that. Thank you. I trust him, and we combed that place through and through. Many mages perished during the events that you were involved in. Either those that Teresa was conspiring with within the Spire have moved on, or died, or they are keeping themselves hidden enough within its walls that we were not able to flush them out. But the processes of creating these talismans for the new Templars is now under close scrutiny and within very trusted hands.
That much is a relief. I will have to pursue further back where this red lyrium may have come from. Perhaps we can find more answers that way. Have you considered that it was not secluded to the tower?
That they may have introduced this lyrium elsewhere.
Within the city or outside?
I had not investigated this. I find myself very preoccupied here with affairs. That may be what.
No worries. I have returned, and at the moment, of at least, find myself bereft of greater activities.
Well, if you should find any more, or uncover the source of where this lyrium is coming from, do let me know. I will lend whatever aid I can to your endeavors.
Of course.
The origin of this lyrium is what concerns me the most. Based on what I understand, it's created through exposure to fade energy, specifically demonic energy. There would need to be some powerful connection to the fade, exposed to raw lyrium deposits to create this sort of amount. So, if we can find and root out where it's coming from, then I think that would be beneficial to all of us.
It will be of my highest priority.
All right. Well, despite the grim conversation, I'm glad we could catch up. It's nice to speak with a fellow mage and scholar at any time, and even better to speak with a friend.
Please, stop flirting with me. It is embarrassing.
I'm glad you developed a sense of humor.
Yes. On that note, the other matter that we discussed your research on before I left, keep whatever information you have gained, but I feel it is unnecessary.
It clicks with her what you're referring to, and she says, Oh.
I have grown much in my time.
She kind of eyes you over, and is Carter smiling slightly too and stuff? Eyes the expression on Carter's face, and she gives a smile and she says, I'm glad. Very glad. I'll put my research to the side then.
Keep it. It may be of use to us.
I'm sure there may be others that would benefit from it. You look good, Harder. And no, I'm not flirting with you.
That is what everyone says. Lady Asaya, it has been an honor and a pleasure.
Likewise, Lord Carter.
And I think he'll give a nod and do an about face and just kind of march out the door.
Lovely. You return back to Cumberland. You and I assume you and Garas spend at least the evening here, if not a couple of days.
Yeah. Before we leave, I want to before I leave the chateau, in fact, I would like to there's one spell I would like to use that I picked up a level or two ago called Dowsing. If I pop it off, I can find a either a specific item or a type of thing within 100 yards if it's available. I would like to see if there is any red lyrium within 100 yards of my position in Chateau Hein. Just, I'm sure I'll ping the one in the safe, but to see if there's any more.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Does that require a spell roll?
Oh no! No, I'm good. Let's see if it works though. 8,
I'm
9.
scared.
Yeah. Jump scare.
9 is 11, 18. I think that is higher than I need. Oh god, I just made my character blow up. Come back. Not that way. The sheet.
Okay. Downs. Okay. Target number 17.
Cool. Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just look at any type of item. It's familiar enough. You can do that. The immediately reveal location of the object if it's within range, or grant you 5 stunt points to spend immediately on exploration stunts. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'll say in this case, I was checking to see if you could, if it seems like it kind of pings and then you'd have to cast this again to do it again. But 100 yards is pretty big, and nothing blocks it. It doesn't look like it's inhibited by line of sight or anything. You do not, other than the red layer, you do sense the presence coming from the direction of where the vault to be, confirming Isaya's story to you, but you do not sense any other red lyrium within 100 yards.
Good to know.
That is very good to know. All right. Well, yeah. 2 of you gather.
I think also Garas would also make sure to fill in Lucia about what's going down and everything.
Sure.
Well, wouldn't give exact reasons why, but would let her know that Venehn, is wanted out there and
okay,
and everything like that.
Update on Venehn's
Yeah.
wanted level in Valoreo.
Mm-hmm.
We're not at 5 stars anymore, but
yeah,
it's still pretty dicey out here.
Yeah.
Yes, you can certainly do that, and I assume you may probably fill her in on the rest of.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What
Even
happened
like
to your journey.
the deep roads and everything like that.
Perfect. All right. I'd just like to know which NPCs know about everything that's gone on with y'all at this point. So when I reference it, I'm not sitting here going, all right, what do they know? What do they not know? Cool. Well, I think that is the perfect place to take a break. So let's go ahead and do that. Thank you everyone out there for watching. We will be back in a few minutes to continue our session. We're gonna take a break. You recommend you do it in the meantime, stretch, drink some water, eat a snack, whatever you might need to do, because we're gonna do the same and
have some weenies and schmoes.
Get some weenies and schmoes.
If you guys get weenies, you have to share though, so get ready, chat.
Bring enough for the class.
We will see everyone back here in a few minutes, so stay tuned. And welcome back, Internet. We are here playing Red Jenny, playing Dragon Age, and we're gonna get back into it. So finishing up in Cumberland, Garas and Carter say their farewells and head back to Valrio. And who wants to go next? Who's got something else they want to do?
You know what I want to do.
I have no idea.
I'm just waiting for my turn.
Yeah, I assume you want to go talk to Amara at some point. Yeah, if you want to do that now, you can.
Yaz is invited if she wants to come, but I don't know if that would be the most awkward thing for her that's ever happened.
Is there a possibility that I get to punch her through the bars?
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Oh, then I'm coming.
Great, I really didn't want to go by myself.
No problem. I'll just be off to the side until the punching commences.
Right. And you won't judge me if I get, like, weirdly emotional. Or you might judge me, but you won't talk about it, which I like about you.
I wouldn't judge you for being emotional, especially when you've been betrayed.
Thanks.
Of course.
That's like the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
I have to reevaluate some things.
Well, I mean, I imagine some of them just stay in your head because you don't like to talk that much.
Most things stay in my head.
I've never
Because
had that problem.
A lot of the things I intend to say tend to scare people, I guess. So I just keep them to myself.
I wonder if it's the things you're saying or how you're saying them. We should practice. Just like saying things.
Like anything?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, go say something. Say something that you wouldn't normally say.
All right. I might see two people sitting at a cafe who seem to be quite cozy, and I would think to myself, I give it 5 years if one is not murdered in an alley first. Did that sound all right?
I mean, it sounded kind of depressing.
So that's why I just keep them. Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't mean it's wrong.
Most people tend to disagree.
No. You can be right about things, that doesn't mean people have to like it.
Does tend to make you less popular at parties.
Well, you hate parties.
I do hate parties.
So you have nothing to worry about.
That is a new perspective on it.
Well, I feel a lot better now.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though I said something depressing.
Yeah. Because you're, like, you know, real with me.
I'll keep that in mind.
If you saw, like, me at the cafe with somebody, would you say the same thing?
No.
Why?
Because you could hold your own in the alley, and if someone left you, they're an idiot.
Now I feel a lot better.
I don't really see how that was any different from the first one. You wanted to go to the prison, right?
Yes, we don't have to talk about this anymore.
We should go do that, I suppose.
Okay. You're alright, Yasmera.
I know.
Good. Don't let anyone tell you different.
This entire conversation has been very confusing.
Yeah, that's why we're going to keep doing them.
All right.
All the confidence is back. Let's go before I lose it again.
She follows, perplexed.
Destined for greater things.
All right. So what is your, we're not going to play out this whole, like, you breaking into the prison, but I just want to know what your
Secret,
approach is.
secret. Shush, shush, shush.
Well, if it's
Is your
just the two of us, we're obviously sneaking in.
Sneaking. That's what I
Yeah.
figured. Okay, then I just want a stealth check from you.
Oh, I forgot we have to roll dice in this game.
Yes, you do occasionally.
Having so much fun listening to my favorite audiobook. Woo! Spicy.
22. With 4 stomp points.
Let's count. Hold on. 12. 18, 19, 21, 22. With 3 stomp points.
Okay. Well, that's beyond the reach of most mortals, so I will say you're able to easily sneak in. I mean, you know where the prison is. It's not, I mean, obviously this isn't like maximum security prison where there's like passcodes, and it's not like a huge effort.
No puzzles?
No
Okay.
puzzles, unfortunately.
Okay.
No, just no.
I mean, if you want me to get, okay, I'll just go to make up a puzzle
Okay.
here.
Just a puzzle.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Damn it. Venehn thinks he's found a puzzle, but he's just turning the doorknob the wrong way.
I know it looks like a pull, but it's a push.
Why would
That's
they?
a push.
Why would they have a push door
It's
set
a
so far into the frame?
Terrible design element, I know, but they should put a sign.
It looks like
right?
it's in the wall. Anyway,
I know.
I push the door
I know.
open.
Yeah. So you push the door open. You're able to sneak into the prison easily, past the guards, winding your way through this. It's like a subterranean prison complex that goes under a pretty good portion of the
We're great
city.
at those.
You're avoiding the guard routes. Eventually, you're able to find Amara's cell. It's just really where I want to cut to. You've got some time, probably not an eternity, as you're approaching. The last guard patrol leaves as you duck out of like a storage room that you've hidden in. And
But you said a clock, and I was like, "Why is there like?"
I started to say closet.
Why is there a grandfather clock that I can hide in this prison? Closet's better. Clock's funnier.
I just imagine like Yaz diving behind the clock with your horn sticking out, and like Venehn's inside the glass sensor going.
Mhm.
My brain went to where like you see two things that you think are Venehn and Yasmera hiding, but they're actually inside of the clock the entire time, and they both poke their
Yeah.
heads out like one on top of each other.
I just went straight to ESO of just the random shit you could jump inside.
Yeah, just like
regardless
a
of your
basket.
size. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, woohoo! We did it. A crime.
You find Amara's cell, which is back in the complex, very dimly lit. There's only one, there's a sconce with a sputtering candle that is flickering on the wall. And through this dim light, you can see sort of hunched over on that's laying facing the wall on a mildew covered cot in the back of the cell. You catch the frame of Amara.
I'll be over there.
You look like shit.
She stirs and turns her head back and kind of sits up in her cot very slowly, like a little painfully, like she's been down here and malnourished for a bit. You can see her hair is sort of messy and matted in places. She has it looks, her eyes kind of like sunken. She looks rough as she sees you, and she looks a bit confused, like blinking, like she's trying to recognize you or like place your face for a second. She says, "What are you doing here?"
I lived, bitch.
Good. I'm glad. Why are you here?
I have some questions. You're the only person who can answer them.
This is a trick.
No. I'm sure you'd like that.
Venehn, I don't know if you really understand where I am right now, but I'm not really in the mood to play your games. Ask
It's
your
not a
questions to
game.
someone else.
Just more of an observation.
What do you want?
So you tried to kill Lady Richelieu.
Do I seem stupid to you?
You seem in prison to me.
Yes.
And the last time we talked, that was your plan.
What's my plan? Yes.
So what happened?
I underestimated her.
The one thing I told you not to do.
You're right, and I'm wrong, and I fucked up, and now I'm here where I'm going to rot for the rest of my days, so.
That doesn't have to be the case.
Well, you're here to break me out.
No, I'm here to get answers. And then I'll decide what I'm going to do.
All right. Answers for what?
What happened?
She looks like Yaz has moved to what you said. Yaz isn't standing by the cell doors. Here.
Yaz is just keeping watch and trying not to listen in too much.
She
Venehn assumes she's listening.
She looks around and she says, how do I know she didn't send you here? I don't know she's not just trying to find out how much I know and that you haven't been in on this the whole time. As far as I know, you're the only person I told my plan to, and now I'm here.
And what's
When
the
you
worst that could
conveniently
happen?
away.
You rot down here, or they chop your head off? 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I know you think I'm an idiot. But I'm not fucking around right now.
Let my emotions get the better of me. I found out something, or I thought I might find out something that I've been trying to uncover for a while, and I pushed too hard.
What?
I've been keeping an eye on Lady Richelieu for longer than anyone. I know her schedule better than anyone. I attend to everything my lady needs. I thought that put me in the perfect position to know everything she did. I was running out of time with my appointment to the Empress's arm, and so I needed more information, and I thought I had the perfect opportunity. I know everyone who she meets with regularly. A man came by the estate. I don't even know how long it's been at this point, or how long I've been down here, but
Do I know how long she's been down here? Give or take.
give or take, probably almost 2 months.
2 months or so.
Well, about a few weeks before that, a man came by the estate that I had only seen her meet with once. Just before your time. And I recognized him. And I thought, this is the break. She slipped up. This is something important. She doesn't meet with the same person twice unless they're important to her, let alone privately in her office at her estate, letting them call upon her. So I thought I'd find out information. I thought I'd follow him. I did, and somebody saw me. I gave an excuse why I was leaving. I had another one of the guard fill in on my duties, and I pulled into the edge of the city. Where he must be staying, I guess. I'm not sure. It's a small shop. On my way back, somebody attacked me. A few somebodies. The next thing I knew, I was, I couldn't see anything, but I heard her voice. And she was asking me questions, Lady Richelieu. She wanted to know how much I knew and who was paying me, and she seemed convinced that somebody else had paid me to spy on her, that I had betrayed her, and I snapped. I told her that had nothing to do with her fucking station or her rivals or her grand ambitions in the game. How I fucking detested her for what happened to Halon. And that I would kill her as soon as I had the opportunity. That's all she needed to hear. And she told me that she was not going to kill me, that instead she would ensure that I spent the rest of my life regretting the decision that I made to betray her.
You know a lot of things, Amara, but you never really did know how to play the game.
I can't argue with you there. I lost, and that's it. My life is over, whether it's here or at the headsman's block or on the run for the rest of my life.
I'm not interested in your self-pity. Who was the man?
I caught his name when he entered. He introduced himself as Lothar. He was Navaran. Smelled of
Death?
death.
Where's the shop?
A few blocks west of the Night Road. Small place. Looks like an herbalist shop or something.
Anything else?
I remembered him. After I was thrown in here, I was trying to remember where I placed the face and when the last time I saw him was. It was before Halan died. He spoke with Halan. He wanted to know about Halan's clan. His formal clan.
What do you know about them?
Nothing really. We never spoke on it much. It seemed a sore spot. He left his tribe back years before we met.
Why?
Some sort of falling out, I guess. I don't know. He didn't like talking about it. He wasn't. He always hid his markings. He didn't like being associated with the Dalish.
Is that truly all you know?
As sad as it is to say, for all of my effort and my years of plotting vengeance, that's all I know.
To ask you something else.
Sure.
Have you ever lied to me?
We're going to have to be more specific than that.
I'll take that as a yes.
I've had to at some points, yes.
I had some letters delivered to the estate. I know they went through you, and I know they never made it into my hands. Do you know of what I speak?
What letters?
Anything, any correspondence for me that you kept, destroyed, whatever.
No, I never destroyed any letters, but occasionally you'd have letters addressed to you. They always, Lady Rishu always asked me for me to deliver any correspondence to her directly.
Even if they were addressed to me.
Yes. She...
And you did this even though you hated her.
I did it to earn her trust. I assumed there was... I can't even remember the last time I received a letter from you. It's probably been...
How long has
a
it
year.
been? A
I
year?
don't know, a year, maybe two.
A year or two of my life that you destroyed?
What do you mean destroyed? She was adamant that she read any letters coming through. She wanted to be sure that nobody was selling secrets to other houses.
And you never even thought to say anything.
By the time you and I even... We weren't exactly on the best of terms for a long time, Venehn.
And? You thought I was an idiot and you didn't like me. But you're supposed to be honorable.
As far as I knew, you were Lady Rishnu's little pet. She loved you, and I assumed if I did anything to betray her trust, you would tell her in a second.
And as far as I knew, you were her brainwashed automaton. And I still tried to treat you like a person.
This is what they do.
No.
They turn us against each other.
No. It's not what they do. It's what we do in service to them.
And you think that I wanted to be in service to her?
I think you could have done a lot better than you did. I think you wouldn't be rotting in here if you weren't a hot-headed asshole who only ever thinks of what she wants and what she needs to do. Not anything of the people around her. You have lost much. And I understand that. I think more than you know. But you let it blind you. And you treat the people around you like they are disposable, and like they are to be used and thrown away. And as much as I think that's true, it still pains me to see you like this.
I lost the only good thing I ever had. And I died when that happened. You're right. I used you. I could never feel the same way for you as I did for Milan.
I wasn't asking that of you. I know what it's like to lose everything. I know what it's like to lose your entire life and to feel like you'd be better off dead than where you are. But I still treated you like a fellow human.
Well, that was your mistake, because I'm not anymore. I'm just a walking corpse.
And it's always a mistake to think people like you can look at pointed ears and tattoos and think that they're worth treating like people.
You know nothing about me.
I know enough. And I know that the minute you saw me, you knew that you could never look at me like you looked at Elan. I don't know if I remind you too much of him, or if I'm a fucking disgrace compared to him.
It has nothing to do with you. But once you've loved somebody like that, everything else just pales in comparison.
Do you know what that does to the people around you?
Just leave me, Venehn.
No. I hate you. But I need to know what you know. And you're not dying in here, it's a waste.
Dying in here, dying out there, but fine. I can't promise you I'm not going to try to take another stab at her.
I expect you to. But you're going to do it my way.
Fine.
Come on. Stand up straight, you look ridiculous.
So, you unlock
Yep.
the doors, the gate, and I won't have you roll. It's easy enough for you.
What is
even
it
though
a
that-
puzzle?
It's not a puzzle.
Damn it.
Not a puzzle. Yeah, you're easy
Three
enough.
letters. Key. No, sorry.
You feel the. Are you wearing the fang? Now.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel like that the sort of your fingers feel lighter as you pick the lock. You're able to smuggle Amara out of the prison and back to your winery, where now 2 fugitives reside.
Yes, just take a punch.
Yes, what?
Yes, goes for a punch.
You punch Amara?
Yes.
I don't understand why y'all are so mad at Amara at this point, but okay. Do it. Go ahead and punch her.
What do you not understand?
I don't know.
What
Don't know
part
what
of
I
ride or
don't
die don't
Does
you
nothing
get?
I said make any impact on you?
What'd you roll?
16.
Okay, you punch her. It hurts her. She's very weakened right now.
Okay. No explanation. Just does it and walks away.
What's that for?
The Venehn mostly.
It's for taking 2 years of my life with somebody that loves me that I'll never get back.
And when did I don't understand. When did I do that?
The letters.
Mail fraud is a crime.
The letters that you took from me to Lady Richelieu that I never received because you're a spineless lackey were not plans to murder her. They were not anything having to do with the game. They were just...
If I had known... It doesn't matter. Fine. Hate me.
That's not why I hate you. You used me. I was nothing to you and you made me feel like I was something. I don't get that very often. Feeling like I'm something.
If you're expecting an apology, it's not coming.
don't want one. It wouldn't mean anything.
Then I will keep to my own until our business is needed.
Good. And you're welcome.
And she heads off to find somewhere to sleep. I imagine on your land here, probably like sleeps out in the barn or something.
Gotta have some extra beds, right?
They probably have extra room.
Venen's pissed, but I'm not an asshole. Like,
You'll probably just stay here again, I don't know what y'all's plan for it was, but if y'all want to have her stay as like a farmhand or something to just, keep up appearances. I mean, because she can't go back into the city, and if she can't work and find a place to, she's gonna have to move off somewhere else. And if she's not at the winery, then y'all don't really know.
Oh, we'll put her to work.
Yeah.
Going on here. Okay.
Put her to work and pay her, and once she has a decent amount of money, if she wants to leave, she can leave.
Yeah. She seems pretty obvious that she's no plans to leave until the business is done with Lady Richelieu. Like she wants to see her dead and either die in the process, and if she doesn't die in the process, then she will gladly go back to prison. So
we'll work on that.
Yeah, you're sort of getting, now that you've kind of cracked the facade and get some more time to see her, you get the impression that she has been on a suicide mission for the last like 3 years and doesn't really see any other way out.
We'll work on it.
So whew, that was heavy. Who wants to go? No, it needed to happen. That's been a long time coming.
We can do something nice now, though.
I don't have a scene necessarily. However, Carter has an intent that will require a little bit of action. I would like to buy a basic set of light mail and a basic mage's staff to wear when I'm out being a vigilante at night.
Okay. You get your alternate, your vigilante
costumes.
Here, I have a question though for Carter. Would have Carter told the crew about this?
We could definitely have an all group scene because I would like.
Because I think
anybody who wants to be involved, like we should do that.
Well, because that seems like it's probably going to lead into what I want to probably, if we have time, end our session on, which is going into what y'all do over the next the next 2 years. So maybe we can end on that scene and then y'all kind of describing what it is that all of you get up to. The only thing I wanted to ask before we get into that, I did have on my list that Yaz wanted to talk to Arlo about something. Do you remember what that was for?
That was prophecies. Mostly getting a little more information about that dagger.
About the dagger, right. Then,
and that can be not just Yaz, like anybody that wants.
I think Garas will go with Yaz on that one, since they're going to ask about the dagger, and that was part of like his prophecy. He's going to go with Yaz for this trip.
Okay,
Carter too, if you'll have us.
Sure.
I'll go. I don't have anything to say, but I just want to listen.
Whole crew's going.
Well, why don't you all just talk to why don't you just all talk to Arlo at the winery? We'll do a post-closing time thing, and then we can transition into y'all talking about your vigilante stuff.
Love it.
So let's do it kind of all in one thing. So yeah, you Arlo is present, sitting down, says, well, it's wonderful to be back here, having drinks with all of you, my good friends. Feels like it's back where we started, just nicer, less rats.
There's still a couple of rats.
Francesca takes care of them, though.
That's why we have the cat.
A little white cat.
Well, I assume other than drinks and good company, might be some other business you want to talk about.
Have you ever had a prophecy told about you?
Not that I know of.
Let me tell you, it's fucking weird.
I take it that you've had this experience. Go see a fortune teller or something recently.
A little bit more intense than that, really.
Leaves out a bit, but that is the gist of it.
All right.
What do you know? And I apologize if this is a sensitive subject. About your dagger.
Oh. Oh. Not much, to be honest. I've reaches back, unsheathes. You see, like they always keep it, or he always keeps it, like holstered, kind of on his back hip. Unsheathes it and sets it on the table. Other than the fact that it killed my family, not much.
Yeah, I was looking at some paper. It's just going to do like a rubbing of the symbol on there.
I've tried to dig up any leads I could on the symbol, its meaning, its purpose, who it might belong to, but I've come up with nothing but dead ends. Even those that seemed like they might know something seemed reluctant to tell me. I get the feeling whoever this is connected to is well connected.
Garas, do you want to take this one?
Right. So, the prophecy that I received told me I have to return that dagger to its owner.
I'm muted. Hopefully not as a present.
I'm beginning to kind of figure it out that it may not be for the present. Especially its sordid history.
So you're preordained to find and hopefully kill the person that is responsible for the deaths of my family.
Sure is looking out that way.
Well, I don't know what to say to that.
I'm gonna use spirit sense.
Okay. I think Arlo does a good job of putting on a brave face, but you can see the if I gave you one word, it seems a little reductive, but sad.
Arlo, I know a lot about the feeling of revenge. That feeling that keeps you up at night because you know somewhere out there wronged you in such a way that it is all you can think about. And when you get that one chance to, claim that revenge, you feel like, your life is going to be a bit better. Maybe you have some completion, but sometimes it's not so bad to ask for help in that revenge. I know you want to get back at this person that got rid of your whole family. But let's also be honest, you cannot dirty your hands with this. You can't go out there, take that dagger, and plunge it into that person's heart. So, I'm asking you for this. And he pulls out his rapier, and he places it in front of Arlo. Let me be your second. Let me be your sword to hand out the revenge that you desire.
He's really good.
I believe you. I never thought this was something I could do on my own. Anyway, that's sort of why I found the four of you in the first place. I just never expected it to get so complicated. All right. If that's the case, then yes. I guess I will leave this charge to you.
You know I'm going to have to ask for that.
It's yours.
He reaches over, he takes the dagger, and he unsheaths the dagger that he usually keeps with him at all times, places it on the table, and replaces that dagger in the sheath.
Well, not exactly how I saw the night going, but
You want to hear about the rest of ours? Mine's pretty crazy.
Oh, it gets pretty buck wild, let me tell you that.
Can't decide if I want to have this pieced out or just get hit with it all at once.
Oh, we
but
could do
sure,
mine.
why not?
Mine's like pretty classic fantasy, I think.
So you all tell Arlo your your prophecies, and then your greater prophecy that the four of you are destined to stop a darkness.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wrote it down. To prevent or at least postpone an even greater darkness from falling upon Thetis.
Protect the world from devastation.
To unite all peoples within our nation.
To denounce the evils of truth and love.
To extend our reach to the stars above.
Garas,
Then
Team Rocket, test off the screen in light.
surrender now or prepare to fight. That last part isn't gonna really work,
No, yeah.
but it will later. Trust me.
Oh, it's going to be big.
Carter, say your line. That's right. Say that's right.
Say that's right, Carter.
That's right.
Thank you. We're working on it. It's new. We just wrote it.
Do I just meow?
If you want.
Yeah, you could just do that.
Meow.
We'll work on it.
But yeah, we need to definitely practice it a couple of times.
More wine.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, drink some wine. Start talking about vigilantism.
When Carter like lays out like the vigilantism plan, Garas is like in mid drink, slams his glass down. You should go talk to my dad.
No one needs to talk to your dad.
No, he should go talk to my dad because my dad was the silver fox He did that whole thing, the whole vigilante thing.
Yeah, your dad's a silver fox.
Ayo. Goes high five, Yasmera. Yeah.
But you should go talk to him. That's what they did, all that kind of stuff. Jumping from rooftop to
Carter is
rooftops and
into
everything
older
like that.
men.
Look, I am not saying that she should bang my
You
dad,
should
but
bang Garas' dad.
don't bang my dad, Carter.
He's pretty hot.
He's super hot.
He is like.
I
And he's
believe I will
kinda
definitely
mean, but,
schedule
like, in a
meeting
fun
with
way.
the Silver Fox.
I feel really weird about you guys talking about my dad like this.
You brought up your dad. No one was talking about your dad till you
No one
started
was talking about
your
him.
dad.
I'm just giving him advice on who he should see if he plans to
And
get
we
down
think
this route.
Carter should see your dad.
Oh, you should definitely see your dad.
So we're all in agreement then. I don't
Yes.
understand what the argument is about.
We're not arguing.
No
Good.
arguments
No
here.
one's arguing.
I must
Okay,
be a misunderstanding.
You should go see my
No,
dad, but
that's
don't try
okay.
to.
It happens. It happens. We're all
You should go
little
see my
drunk.
dad,
It's
but
fine.
don't try to fuck my dad, okay?
Well,
he
he's
won't
probably
have
not gonna have to
try.
try.
Never.
Oh my god. You guys are the worst.
Sorry, I had kind of a rough day emotionally.
That is understandable. It is good to make light of things. We have in front of us, I believe, many avenues to pursue, and I think especially considering the upward ramp of our crimes, your status as a directly wanted criminal, and the number of times we have been tracked, clocked, and gotten in front of. I think we have shown that we have skill at flair, at being seen when we want to be seen. Maybe we should be more discreet at times. A second identity of sorts.
Secret identities. Secret identity.
All right, what's your vigilante name, Carter?
You have one, right?
You came up with one already.
We know you
I-
did.
Was
We could workshop it.
I was thinking about the wyvern.
Oh, that's really good, Carter.
That's nice.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. It suits you too, but not
Oh,
in
yeah,
a like
bro.
giving it away kind of way. In the like because we know you, we're like, oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, totally.
I could threaten people that if they do not stop what they're doing, they will feel the wyvern's sting.
It works so well.
And I put that in my book.
Oh, please do.
Yes.
Arlo's in the back already writing down. I'm already writing a song about
Good.
it."
Yes. Excellent. Yes.
Wonderful. Arlo, maybe I can help you with the melody or something like that, because I've been practicing.
Have we talked to you about Terry?
Oh my
Oh
god!
my god.
Oh my
The
god!
ogre of
Venehn,
Hofsburg.
Terry.
Terry, you don't understand. Well, one, guess what? Your man Lambert is called a swaggering lion.
Oh, I already knew
Oh
that
my
about him.
god, but he's a swaggering lion.
I know. Well, he can
Oh.
swagger because he's not carrying any weight up here, if you know what I mean.
But also, Terry is like apparently a super cool badass, which I had no doubt because Terry is my best friend.
No, I mean we all saw him.
But
Wait,
no,
you
he
know
did-
the ogre of Hofsburg.
Terry?
Terry, yes, Terry, he's my best friend.
We're like best friends.
Could you introduce me? I'm
They were in
trying
the
to
same
write into
class.
I
Yeah,
want
we're
to
in the
write
same-
into
They-
that.
him
Him and
graduated
Garas.
together.
Yeah, him and Garas
Yeah.
graduated together.
Same graduating
Exactly.
class.
I could
yes.
totally get you. I could totally maybe hook you up with them if you want to do a collaboration.
They were like
They have-
class clown buddies.
They have matching class rings. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just love to interview him so I could, again, for a new song I'm writing.
Oh, I could totally
Oh,
hook you.
I
I could
bet Terry would love
totally. I could totally. Terry would love that,
He's so sweet.
He's a darling, He needs a little bit of work on his confidence, but I think if you write him this song, it would really help him out.
Well, I'm sold on. We'll work on the wyvern
yeah,
one
yeah,
first,
yeah,
and
no,
then
yeah.
yeah.
We'll walk
Oh
on
yeah,
that.
the wyvern one takes precedence.
So if we're going to do this, maybe we should kind of maybe also take advantage of the fact that you, Venehn, you're kind of have to go on the ground for a bit.
Yeah, I know, it's not the first time.
What do we take advantage of it? We could use the fact that you're on the ground to you can gather information and maybe drum up a bit of business.
I have some ideas.
I had thoughts about the university.
I thought you were going to say the universe.
Yes, that too.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
after a couple
That's
more
got kinda
bottles of
deep.
wine.
Oh,
But no,
yeah, we need at least 2 more bottles.
no,
I haven't brought out the bag of elfweed yet.
Oh, we shouldn't get crossfaded.
Oh,
no.
Unless you want to
Maybe
see
another-
the entire universe.
Yes, exactly. No, I mean, let's be honest. At least half of the students there are just puffed up chickens who have nothing better to do and are being paid for by mommy and daddy. But there's some sharp minds there. Sharp minds that I think could further some of our goals.
That's brilliant. Could I expand on it?
Please?
We four are strong, and we have many friends within our group that aid us in many ways, but as our challenges increase, perhaps it would be wise to widen that web as well, and with a layer of anonymity between our actions, this expanded network, and our personal selves, we could do that with more ease, with more protection, as it were. Does this make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
There are
Very
many
deep.
people in Valroyo right now who need assistance, and there are many eyes and many ears within the city.
Well, if I'm going to be fully underground for a while, maybe I'll, strike up a symbol or something, a recruitment effort.
I think I can travel from spot to spot, singing some songs about us. See who listens.
About Red Jenny.
Exactly.
Also,
And
Eats
We
her
grow our
information.
friends.
many friends.
It does draw a connection back to us, but merely as an enjoyable wine.
and those who really know can ask for the special vintage.
We should increase our growth. We should increase our production and distribute wine at cheaper prices or for free to the needier parts of the city, thus growing connections, giving them a coverable excuse for speaking of Red Jenny.
You want the symbol, though. Venehn just around, doesn't have a handkerchief because he's not a fancy man. Grabs like a cloth napkin, shakes it out, takes a little bit of red wine, and coats it just so it turns like a little shade of red.
An easily identifiable symbol that could be explained away as a spilled mistake.
A red handkerchief.
I like this idea.
Very clandestine, Carter. Didn't know you had it in you.
I've been
I
lending
like
him
it,
some books.
I like the impact we've had on you, Carter. It's a good positive one.
Mostly.
I do too.
I throw the
did not
wine-covered
like where-
handkerchief at his face.
I did not like where I was before, but I love it now.
We do too.
To the friends of Red Jenny.
Red Jenny and her many friends.
So, I don't know if we have enough time to really get into what everybody gets up to during their summer vacation. So it might be better just to leave it there, and then next week we'll just start with that and then get into our next bit of the campaign.
What did you do on your summer break?
Yeah, it will just come back and we can talk about how Red Jenny has grown as you have now kind of pushed the mythos of it.
I
a
do
bit
have some
further.
happy stuff for the time skip.
Oh, good. But yeah, as Red Jenny's influence grows, I love how y'all are tying in the canon Red Jenny stuff to this. It's fantastic.
Red handkerchiefs all around Valriel.
Yeah.
I played that game
yeah.
too much.
I love it.
I think that'll be perfect. But yeah, so we can talk about how the group has grown, maybe some of the jobs that y'all get up to, and then obviously everything that y'all do personally as we jump forward 2 years into the future.
Venehn will finally be over 30.
Yes, we'll be 32.
I'll be 31.
Garas will be 32. Ha ha.
Yep.
Carter will
We're
be
not kids no more.
700 years old.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember exactly how old Carter is, but I think he'll just be hitting 32. He's
Somewhere, yeah.
25.
Yeah.
And my name's Carter. I'm 94 years old. Mages age differently, you see. Here in Val Royale, we do things a little bit different.
They get super old very fast and they stay old forever.
For hundreds of years.
I'm 42 years young. Click.
All right. Well,
but how long have you been 42?
A while.
Hold on tight, Spider Monkey.
Can we go around and do our stars and wishes, please?
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
That energy got fun at the end.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't even know what happened.
It had to.
And don't worry, ladies. Don't worry, ladies. She loves it too.
I'm gonna use all those words.
I
all those
sparkle
lines
in
on
the
your
sunlight.
dad, Garas.
You hit 42. That's amazing. That's what life
Why
begins.
is Carter fucking Twilight right now? I can't handle it.
I don't know.
I don't even know where I am right now.
That's okay. Neither does he.
You hit 42 as a mage.
Somebody do stars and wishes.
Get that
I'll
AARP
do mine. Because my star is actually going to go to Carter because I thought the conversation between Carter and Isaiah was just wonderful. This whole session was wonderful, and I had such a good time just sort of sitting back and watching.
Yeah, I'm drained playing all these characters.
A lot of it. You did a lot of work.
Jesus.
Yeah, but that it was all just sort of wonderful to be here for and experience firsthand. But that conversation between Carter and Isaiah, I think, really solidified like how much Carter has changed since, because that's a good timeline. Right? Like the first time that we met Isaiah to now, like it's pretty buck wild, like how different everybody is. But Carter's had this really incredible arc, and kind of putting it on the, like, putting the tiger on the table and yelling at it, like, you know, like putting it out there and being like, yeah, we're different now 40 episodes in, was really nice, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed being able to see it and hear it and experience it. It was lovely. My wish is I want to meet another dragon. I want to meet another dragon. I want another dragon.
Okay.
Dragon?
I'll figure it out. Well,
baby dragon.
I'll give you this. There's one dragon that you're guaranteed to meet by the end of this.
You know what? That's fair. That's
Oh,
fair.
shit.
I'm fine with that. Look, we already met a wyvern and met a dragon. You know, I'm ready for another one.
Yeah, I'm gonna still hang another lantern on the fact that I want my wyvern buddy to come back, but
Yeah, there is an archdemon out there still.
I got dragons on the brain, so yeah.
Lovely. I'll see if I can fit in another dragon with everything. I can figure it out.
Or
I'll
maybe
see what
once I
can.
get into all of the new specialization that I'm planning on taking, maybe my wyvern friend can come back for a session.
I leveled you all up last time, right?
Yeah, we're 11.
Yeah, we're 11.
Okay.
We're 11, yeah.
I wanted to make sure. Cool.
At 12,
you,
I'll
man.
have everything I need to secondary specialize. Very excited.
I love
We
it.
will get there. All right. Thank you, Van. Who's next?
I'm next. I mean, Star has to go to Venehn and that whole Amara conversation. Holy shit. Yeah, long time coming, and he did not hold back. And goddamn good for him. That was incredible. Shit. Whew. I was just imagining Yaz like just staring out into the hallway the whole time, just listening, going, it was top notch.
He's had months to think about it, and so have I.
Yep. Oh, I love it. My wish.
I wish.
My wish.
I wish.
I want to see some interesting new faces among the friends of Red Jenny. I want to see who we recruit. I'm very curious. That could be fun.
I kind of want the guy with the tattoo of the map on his back to
I want him back!
I
Prison
kinda want him
Break.
back.
What was his
my
name?
God. I've really got to go back and find the names of all these one-off NPCs that I threw in.
Wasn't it
at
Subway
different
E
points.
Fresh Esquire?
Was that
No,
Subway
that
Fresh?
was no Subway Fresh was the random guy that we let live after
Oh,
the
yeah.
carriage
Yeah.
attack. Yeah.
Oh, right.
That was
Yeah.
Subway
He was
Fresh.
going to go be an accountant or some
No, a
crazy-
lawyer. Yeah, he's
lawyer.
gonna be
A
an
lawyer.
attorney.
Tried
Going back
to
to law.
kill
Yeah.
Garahel.
What was Prison Break's name?
Forgot his name.
I've been calling him
I can't
Prison
remember.
Break in my head.
Yeah,
I'll
he
find
just
it 'cause
he
it's in my
has
notes.
he has the map of Cumberland on his
On his back,
That's
yeah.
just all I remember.
I kind of want him to come back.
You guys remember when the show was silly?
We
It's
still
still
think
silly.
It's still pretty silly.
Remember,
yeah.
it was just going to be one heist.
Every
But
once in a
yeah,
while it gets serious, but it's mostly silly.
Yeah.
I'm excited to maybe bring back some folks that were one-offs, but I'm also excited, like, I don't know. I think it could also be really fun, the same way that like we created some of our staff
Yeah.
to
Bale.
maybe
His name's
Bale.
Bale.
There we go.
That's what it is.
it could be fun.
Because that's
to
what
come
gets you
up-
out of prison.
Hey,
Hey, we
we
did it.
were his bail. Yeah, I think that might be fun. Come up with a couple little sidekicks. That could be cool.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I want to do at the beginning next is, because I did it the last time we did a time jump, and y'all are free to come up with one too if you want to, like, say, invent like a crazy crazy revenge scheme that you did during these 2 years and stuff. Since so much of the campaign ends up like we've moved away from doing like the little heists and stuff, just because I don't know when I would fit that in with everything we've got planned. And as much as I love this game, I don't want to run it for the rest of my life.
Wow, okay.
I would like, I know my limits, and I know at some point I do have to move on to doing something else. So yeah. But I would very much like to see if y'all have any little jobs you want to say that you did during the 2 years, or big jobs. I mean, God, 2 years, you got a lot of time.
Oh, I have a thought.
I have some ideas.
Sweet.
That's me.
Awesome. Thank you, Sid.
It's me. My wish, my star goes to two-parter star. The first star goes to Val, just for running all those NPCs so great. Like, you handled them so well. Every single scene was just it was an absolute delight, and you always bring a smile to my face.
The
when you bring
skill.
up good, so good, so good.
Same vocal cords, different people.
Yeah,
It's just not having anything in your own head and letting other people inhabit it. That's my
you're just fantastic.
They medicated
at
me
it.
for that a couple of years ago.
There are some points where we get through scenes and I fully dissociate. I'm like,
I do not
No,
remember
that's-
what I said.
no,
What
that's
the fuck
real.
did I just say?
Yeah,
I
I get
100%.
that. 100%.
That's DM brain right there.
Yeah.
You have to.
My,
It keeps you sane.
my other star goes to Yasmera and Venn, because I always say whenever Venn is like has a one-on-one moment with any of the other members, it is just pure wholesomeness. Like, it is, and I just loved their little thing of, you know, Venn helping Yasmira to open up a little bit more and try to be more approachable, that kind of stuff. And it also, but what was so great about it, it wasn't like Venn was saying, you have to do this. It was more of a thing, do you want to do this? And Yasmira was like, okay, yeah, I'll see. And it, because I've had people say that to me growing up a lot, of like saying you have to be more approachable. So it was really nice to hear someone say, do you want to be more approachable? And Yasmina was like, yeah, I would like to try that. That made me very happy. That little like acknowledgement.
Yeah, that's kind of
like,
depressing.
yeah.
Never change.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to change if you don't want to.
Yeah, it's very nice to see someone accept someone for who they are, but, you know, offer, say, hey, if you want to do this, I can help you out with it. And that kind of stuff makes me smile. My wish, I kind of want, my wish is kind of like for what's going to be happening over the 2 years time skip. So I won't say that one. But I definitely want to have a moment where, like after the time skip or something, we're doing all these big prophecies where we have to infiltrate another high class ball. We have to do it round 2. Like, I want a round
Social
2
heist.
of the social heist. I want a round 2 of social heist, because we're going to be going into it like even more experienced than before. So yeah, that's what I definitely want to see.
I love when y'all wish for things that I have in the works. So down.
That's me.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll finish her out. My star has got to go to Garas tonight, because of the 2 kind of scenes. The one with Lucia, where it's still like goofy, kind of like adorable but slightly kickable puppy, you know, and it was just fun to see that. And then there was the the slightly more grown up, more mature Garrus in the discussion with Arlo about the revenge, and how, like, don't let it consume you, you know. And it's definitely like this difference of where Garrus has come from since the Winter Palace, and how, despite that, you know, he still wears that big goofy smiley mask on his face all the time. And my wish, I've actually got 2 wishes tonight. The one is, I want to see,
Greedy.
I would love to see kind of like an intimate moment, not that kind, but like I would like to see a moment with Garrus and Lucia where the walls kind of come down from Garrus, or Lucia, both. They're both kind of guarded people.
Yeah.
And a much more honest conversation with them could be a lot of awesome. And then my other wish is, I don't know if there's any room for it to fit in there, but I hope you know, like, we're doing it's so silly, the medieval fantasy, dark fantasy superheroes. Like,
Yeah.
it's happening.
I don't like
Happening
that-
again.
It's happening.
That's such an interesting twist. I got to figure out how. I'm interested to see. I mean, if anything, I think it'll be mostly up to y'all how you want to bring it in. Like,
Because I'm
if
not
you
thinking
want
like
to,
spandex and stuff, you know what I
well,
mean?
no, but like
but just like
having, well, or Legions like, oh, wear masks and stuff, like having like hiding your identity and
It's
things like
built in.
Mhm.
yeah. So, and we haven't really explored that in a while because we've been out of our lay for like the last 15, 20 episodes. But it would be interesting to see y'all maybe approaching a job under alternate identities again, like because you did that in
And
the
not
first,
just Venehn and Garas going by each
and
other's names.
yeah, yeah, and have establishing like actual like alternate identities, aliases
Yeah.
to work these jobs to like
Like
protect
full
your-
espionage.
Mhm.
yeah. So I would love to see y'all doing more, really like actually bringing that into fruition with some of these jobs we got planned.
Sounds like a ton of fun.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to come up with aliases for the rest of us though, because the Wyvern is
Yeah.
really good.
The Wyvern is
is-
amazing.
We were not just blowing
all-
smoke up your ass. Like that's
no,
really good.
that was really
really
good,
good.
and we all have to step up and figure out ones
Yeah.
for ourselves.
I think I
as
know
well.
what Garas is
so
going to do.
bad at naming things.
I already know what
I
Garas
have
is going to
no
do.
idea.
I need help.
But we'll figure it out. We'll workshop it for everybody else. It'll be good.
Because otherwise, Venenn's just gonna be the artist formerly known as Venehn. That doesn't work.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways we can go, but yeah, we got so much to explore. I'm at that point where I'm just so I see all of these pieces that I want to get to, and we can only do one at a time, and just gotta let it ride. So
I got the brain rot big time.
Mhm.
yeah. Alrighty. Speaking of brain rot, my brain is officially shutting down. Thank you everyone out there for watching.
Thank you for the game.
Thank you for the game.
You're welcome. This was a exhausting one, but in a good way.
Talk about a marathon for our game master there.
God damn.
Yeah, that was a lot.
It's
It was
not
a lot
easy
in a
to
row.
do, and it's not
Um,
easy to make the whole thing good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. We will be back next Monday to continue our game. Join us in the meantime for all of our other fun streams in between. Barring any weather complications, obviously we will keep y'all updated. Some of us are in areas that are affected by some of the nasty weather that's rolling in this week. So we may end up having some cancellations because of that, but we're hoping, fingers crossed, knock on wood, that it'll pan out, because I'm so excited for all of our streams.
Put some offerings out to your gods.
If you want to stay up to date on everything that's going on, join us on Discord, follow us on the places, join the things. We got a
Mastodon and Blue Sky.
Mastodon, yeah, all the places you can follow us to stay up to date on what's going on. But that's it. Thank you, my lovely players. Thank you, everyone out there, for watching. We will see you in 1 week, and until next time, good game and good night, Internet.